In this episode, I'm going to teach you how to market your business via email. There are actually two different strategies, and with each strategy, there's a right way and we'll go thumbs down, a wrong way. So I'm going to teach you both strategies, and I'm going to teach you the right way in contrast to the wrong way. And then I'm going to teach you an unconventional method that works extremely well to grow your email list. So let's dive right in. So I'm first going to talk about cold emails and trying to promote things to a cold audience through email. Now, what I would call the wrong way of doing this is what you're mostly going to see out there. You're just taking a promo video or a promo message, promo email, and just sending it out to people who've never heard of you before. Maybe you bought a list, and so you're just pushing that promo out to them. That's going to be the lowest converting, and it's going to be the lowest quality of leads. There's no relationship that's there. You're really annoying people, and it's going to be a very small percentage that actually act on that and actually end up buying from you. Well, is there a better way that you can actually still cold email but get better results? And there actually is. So I want you to try something and experiment. You'll actually be able to tell in a very short amount of time that this twist will work way better if you're still wanting to send out cold emails. Now, you need to know something about your list, right? Hopefully you've been able to fine-tune who the target audience is. You know the demographics. You kind of know who these people are, what their interests in, or what their business is. So when you know something like that that applies specifically to the whole group, instead of sending them a promotional message, I want you to compliment them. So seriously, I did some tests. I sent out 100 messages to a group that was promotional. Hey, this is my service. This is what I want to offer. Or I tried a different type, like, hey, here's something that might help you, okay? But then to another group, I sent out 100 just complimenting them. And I would say, I found you online and I see what you're doing and I am really impressed. You're doing great things to make the world a better place and I hope you keep up the great work. So it wasn't a long message, but I sent them a sincere compliment, what I really felt about these people collectively as a group, but I would say it individually in that message. Now, for the first couple of attempts that were promotional and that were trying to help them or offer them something, I would get between a 0%, but the maximum 1% reply rate, okay? But I got between a 65 and 70% reply rate to the compliments. Seriously, like sending out 100 messages and having 65 or 70 of them reply to me, that is just a game changer. It's a game changer. Now, that's a really high percentage. And depending on how fine-tuned your list is, that number might be different. But if I could put a guarantee on anything, I guarantee that it's going to get a better reply rate than the other method. Now, some of the responses I got were this. They would just reply and say, thanks. So I checked out your website, I watched your YouTube videos, and we need to have a conversation. All I did was compliment these people, and they researched me and they wanted to schedule a call with me. So what I did is anybody that would reply, I would then send them a custom video to build that relationship further and invite them to have a one-on-one conversation with me. Now, the second approach is using email to nurture your existing tribe, right? You've already got subscribers to your list, so you're not sending out cold emails. These are people who have opted in, who have subscribed, that expect to get emails from you. Now, you don't want to send out promo after promo after promo. You'll just have people that will unsubscribe. So you want to send out value and value and value and occasionally a promotion, and then value and value and value, and then a small promotion. Experiment with different things. See how open rates are, see how reply rates are, check your click-through rates and purchase rates. All the tools that you're going to use for this will give you that data, so learn from it and you can make tweaks and improvements. I make a lot of YouTube content, but what I don't want to do in email is send them an email that says, hey, here's my latest video, click here. Because people are looking to have an email experience. They're looking to read something, right? Written text is the common format of email. So when they go to their inbox, they're looking at emails and they want to quickly be able to read through it and decide, should I read this in depth? Should I skip it? Should I throw it to trash? So what I do with my YouTube content is actually transcribe it and I polish it up so it reads well like an article, and I put that as the content of my email. And at the bottom of that email, I say, hey, if you'd like to watch the video about this same topic, here's the link. So I have a very high open rate on my email list for content like that. And now I want to talk to you about the types of videos that I create that are really unconventional, but it works so well for helping you grow your email list. Because by sending sending out emails like this to your current list, you're just nurturing your existing subscribers. You're continuing that conversation. You're staying top of mind, but you're not marketing yourself to new audiences. And that's what we really want to talk about, is how to market through email. Well, what if we market through a YouTube video to grow your email list? I'm going to teach you a 6-ingredient strategy that if you follow these 6 steps, your YouTube channel will start bringing in leads on autopilot. Let's dive right into that. Ingredient number 1 of my leaf strategy is leaf titles. So you don't know what those are yet because I haven't taught you my tree analogies. So let's picture a tree. You've got a broad trunk that goes out to the different branches, that goes out to the leaves. Okay, the trunk represents your core area of expertise. The branches represent all the different categories you have expertise in. But if you go out to the leaves represent the very, very specific questions that your target audience is asking. So as an example, let's say your core area of expertise is productivity. Okay, now an example of a leaf would be what can increase productivity in a dental office. Another example would be how to improve productivity on a construction site. So you don't want to make videos on trunk topics or branch topics. You only want to make videos on leaf topics, the very, very specific questions that people are asking. So that's what a leaf title is. That's ingredient number 1. And let me explain why that is so important. People who've never heard of you before, they're going to Google or YouTube and they're typing in these questions that you're the expert at, but they don't know you. They haven't ever heard of you before. They're just asking this question, but now they're going to find you. They're going to see your video and think, that's exactly what I was searching for. And they're going to watch your video all the way to the end. Okay, so ingredient number 2 is you want your episodes to be 10 to 12 minutes in length. Ingredient number 3 is you want to have a 50% average retention. That means if you have a 10-minute episode, some people are going to click play and then after 20 seconds, they're out of there. But other people are going to watch the video all the way to the end. Now, typically, people who do the search for the question of the title of your video, those are the people that are going to watch your video all the way to the end. So that's why this strategy is so key and why you can't miss step number 1. Now there's a lot of things that you can do to keep people's attention throughout the video. You can set really good curiosity hooks at the beginning of your video. Also, you want to design custom thumbnails. So that's ingredient number 4. Let me show you some examples. So this is Paul Jenkins, and for one episode, you see we designed 2 different thumbnails. The only difference here is one's got red, one's got blue. They actually performed differently. The red one had a 6.6% click-through rate. Click-through rate means of all the impressions that your video was shown to people, 6.6% of them click on it. Okay, but the blue one had an 8.3% click-through rate. And you never know, like this isn't a rule that blue just performs better. You have to test it and try and experiment. This is one of my clients, Jay Townsend. He helps people run political campaigns and he teaches people how to get elected. For one episode, we designed 6 different thumbnail ideas so we could see which one caught our attention, which one would create the most curiosity and get people to click on it. Here's another client of mine, Chad Littlefield, and for one episode, we designed these 6 different thumbnail ideas so that we could choose the best one. Here's another client. This is Nicolene Peck. She's a parenting expert. For this one episode, we designed 9 different thumbnail ideas so that, again, we could narrow it down to the best one. Now, here's the good news. Just a couple of months ago, and we've actually been waiting for this feature for years, but just a couple months ago, YouTube released a feature that would allow you to upload 2 or 3 different thumbnails, and YouTube would automatically test and compare them together. So looking at these 9, I could narrow it down to my top 3, my favorite picks, the 3 that I think would perform the best, upload those 3 to YouTube, and over time, YouTube would rotate just between the 3, and once we had enough impressions and clicks, YouTube would tell us which one had the highest click-through rate. So that's 4 ingredients. I actually said I'm going to share with you 6, and I know the screen only has 5, so I'll cover 5, but there is a 6th one. Okay, ingredient number 5 is launch 5 episodes per week. So that's a lot of content. In 4 weeks, that's 20 episodes. Well, the good news is you can film 20 of these episodes in a single day. That's what I'm doing here today. I'm on episode 9. I've already filmed 8 prior to this, and I'm going to keep going until 5 p.m. tonight when I should finish all 20 episodes. But then I don't have to do this again for another 4 weeks. Now, the reason that you want to launch so many of these leaf title episodes is because each episode will bring in a trickle of traffic and a trickle of leads for your business. But if you really want to generate high momentum, if you launch 5 episodes a week and you do that for an entire year, that's 260 episodes. And so all those little trickles turn into a fire hose of lead generation for your business. Okay, so I talk about dominating YouTube in 4 months and really growing your email list. It'll take about 4 months for you to really build that momentum and start to generate leads. Let me show you what that looks like. This is a spreadsheet that I created for Noelle Randall when I was doing keyword research, and I found the questions like how to find real estate investors, how to find them in your area, commercial real estate investors, real estate flipping, wholesale real estate. Okay, notice that all of these questions all have those 4 words in common: real estate investor find. Now, all of these questions have a different set of 4 words: real estate investor become. So with my tree analogy, if this is like the trunk, then this is branch, we'll call it branch 2, then branch 3, then branch 4. Both of these branches have the same level 3 branch in common, but branch 4 is different. So this is the find branch, this is the become branch. Okay, so I did keyword research and I organized it like this. Bear with me, when you see this, the light bulb's gonna turn on, okay? So when I showed this to Noelle, she looked at this first branch or this first group of leaf titles and she said, you know what, that's not my target audience. I don't need to dominate that. But she looked at this next one and she said, you know what, Nate, that is my target audience exactly. I need to dominate that branch. So then we looked, this was back in February of 24, and we typed in each of these questions into YouTube to check, where is Noelle's videos? Is she ranking at the top, meaning the top 3 episodes? Do we have to scroll down but still find her, or does she not appear there? So a yes means she's in the top 3, she's at the top of YouTube. Starting means she's somewhere in the top 20, but just not at the very top, and no means she's not in that top 20. So for this branch that she did not want to dominate, it wasn't her target audience, she actually has a good amount of traction. But for this branch here that she totally wants to dominate, it's her target audience, there's a lot of opportunity here. She only had 2 yeses, but the rest, it's mostly no's, right? So she started filming all of these episodes, just like we talked about. She filmed 20 episodes in a day, but she picked, a handful of them from this branch in February, a few more in March, a few more in April. And by April 18th, we see that we went from 2 yeses to 8 yeses. And then by May 16th, even more yeses. And then by July 3rd, majority yes. I mean, now she is just dominating this branch. So she went from mostly no's to now mostly yeses, dominating this real estate investor become branch. All right, now check this out. I'm just going to show you another example. If you type in that question, what's a short sale versus foreclosure? You'll see another one of my clients. This is Nicole Espinosa, also in the real estate space, but she focuses on short sales and foreclosures. And we would call this a yes. She's showing up right at the top of YouTube. Or let's try a different question. Are fixed indexed annuities a good investment? Look, we find Stan the Annuity Man. I don't know if you can see, but he's on the wall of thumbnails behind me there. He's another channel that we produce. So now you've learned a better strategy to market your business through email, and you've learned a strategy of how to leverage YouTube to grow your email list. I want you to master this. And so not only did I create this YouTube episode for you, but I've created a mini course. The mini course is called the YouTube Lead Gen Blueprint. It's only 17 bucks. You could complete this course in a handful of hours. What you'll find in this course is I take you by the hand through each of these steps, each of these ingredients on YouTube, so that you can master each step. And by the end of this course, you'll know tactically how to leverage YouTube to generate leads for your business. And you'll be able to do the same thing in your business. In just a matter of a few months, you'll turn those no's into yeses, and you'll be able to dominate YouTube. So to get this course, it's only $17. Go to youtubeleadgen.net. I'll put that link down in the description below. It's called the YouTube Lead Gen Blueprint. If you go to that link, you'll find a lot more information about this course. Again, it's just 17 bucks. Go to youtubeleadgen.net. I'll see you there.